Hey friends, welcome to Minimal Earth Life. And today, I am so excited to share some of my new must-have storage products that make life easier in my tiny home. I have been intentionally decluttering and organizing my home for the past 7 years now. And when you live in a tiny home, you really have to get intentional about what products you bring into your home because every square foot counts. So I wanted to create a video that would inspire you to only keep things in your home that you love and use all the time. Because we don't need to surround ourselves with stuff that we just kind of like or that maybe someday we'll use. We want to make sure that everything has a purpose and brings us joy in some way. So let's jump right in. Let me show you how I organize my kitchen and some of my favorite kitchen products that I have recently started loving. First, I'm going to start off by talking about dishcloths and dish towels. This is something that I never thought I would be passionate about, but I've tried so many different types of microfiber dishcloths and dish towels over the past few years since I've been in my tiny home, and I finally found the perfect ones. These are from Amazon. They are a pack of 4 for under $20, and they come in several different colors. I went with gray because I like the more neutral look, but they also have some fun colors too. What I love about these is first of all, the feel of them. They feel really nice and soft, not scratchy at all, and they are super absorbent. Like if you get them wet, they dry very quickly and then they absorb water like a sponge. So this is great because I can use one of these to wipe down my counters and sink after I wash my hands. Also, if I spill anything, these work perfectly to clean it up. Now, these aren't big enough to do like a big cleaning job on your floor if you had a spill there. For that, I use them up. But these are good for quick clean-up jobs. And I keep one of these on my sink at all times. Now, in terms of actual dish towels, I use one of these microfiber towels to dry off my dishes after I run them through the dishwasher. Then I use one of these towels to dry my countertops and cabinets. Sometimes I will use a paper towel for this, but usually I try to go with the most earth-friendly option possible. So these towels are great for that. I also keep one of these hanging next to my sink. And then lastly, I have one of these that I keep in my car in case I get a coffee spill on the way to work or if I need to clean off my windshield. These are such a game changer, and I highly recommend picking up a set of these. Alright, so the next thing I wanted to talk about was cutting boards. I received this cutting board as a wedding gift, and I love it. It's a bamboo cutting board. I think I paid around $60 for it, and it is large enough that I can chop vegetables on it, but I still like to use a smaller cutting board for most of my chopping tasks. So I picked up this 5-inch cutting board from Amazon. I wanted to find a cutting board that was small, but still large enough that I could easily cut a tomato or an onion on it, and this one worked out perfectly. It's only $9.99. It comes into different colors, and I chose the green because I like the combo of the green and the bamboo cutting board. You can't beat the price of this, and it is definitely big enough for most small cutting tasks. Next, I wanted to talk about my Lazy Susan because I recently got a brand new Lazy Susan and I am absolutely in love with it. Before I had this Lazy Susan, I would have to get up from my table and go into my pantry to grab something that I needed. But now I can just spin this around and get exactly what I need. This Lazy Susan is from Amazon. It was about $30, and I love the wood finish of it. But they have a lot of other options too. You can get different colors. You can get ones that are made of glass, and you can even get ones that are made of marble. So if you have a little bit more money to spend, you could upgrade to a fancier looking Lazy Susan. If you do end up buying one, I highly recommend putting felt pads on the bottom of it because mine did not come with any, and I kept it scratching my linoleum floor. So I bought some cheap felt pads and stuck those on the bottom. I put one right here in my dining room. but I actually ended up getting a second one to put in my bathroom. I keep all of my hair ties and headbands in there, and it just makes it so easy to grab what I want without having to dig through a drawer. Another item I have recently fallen in love with are these silicone scrubbers. I used to use a sponge to clean my dishes, but I found that those get gross really quickly. And I have tried so many different types of scrubbers. I've used the plastic ones, I've used the nylon ones. I've even tried the ones that you can put in the dishwasher and sanitize. But these silicone ones are my favorite. They're only $5.99 for a 2-pack. So that's about $3 per scrubber. And I keep one in my sink, and then I keep the other one inside my dishwasher. I love the silicone because it's gentle enough that it won't scratch your dishes, but it's also abrasive enough that it will help remove any food particles. And unlike a sponge, they don't get gross after being wet. Lastly, I wanted to talk about food storage containers. If you follow my channel, then you already know that I love to use glass food storage containers instead of plastic. I prefer glass because it's safer for our health and the environment. It's also easier to clean and it's dishwasher safe. I've tried so many different brands of glass food storage containers over the past few years, and I have recently switched to Anchor glass food storage containers. I love these because they have a leak-proof lid that actually works. I also love that they come in a variety of sizes and shapes. I love that they are made in the USA, and they are also BPA-free. Anchor makes all kinds of glass food storage products like meal prep containers, baking dishes, and more. But I'm personally obsessed with these glass food storage containers. I keep these in my fridge at all times, and I use them to store my leftovers and my chopped vegetables. Now, before we wrap up this video, I wanted to say thank you guys so much for watching. And please make sure to smash that like button before you leave. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you were inspired to only keep the things in your home that you love and use all the time. Over the past 7 years of living in my tiny home, I have learned so much about myself and what I really value and need in my life. And I have realized that less is definitely more. We don't need to surround ourselves with stuff just for the sake of having stuff. Instead, we want to make sure that everything has a purpose and brings us joy in some way. That's why I try to be so intentional with the products that I bring into my home. I only want to have things that I love and use all the time. I hope you were inspired to do the same. Until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.